time now for a look back at the stories that have made the CNSNews.com Best of the Week. Now, we all know President Obama has expressed his willingness to bypass Congress and use executive orders for his year of action. So, naturally, a group of Democratic lawmakers would like to write those orders up for him.
We'll give President Obama a number of executive orders that he can sign with pride and strength. In fact, I think that should be our #1 agenda. Let's write up these executive orders.
Representative Sheila Jackson Lee wants to give Obama his executive orders. Jackson Lee making those remarks at the Full Employment Caucus.
Because people need work, and we're not doing right by them by creating work.
You know, there's a caucus that may want to look at actually repealing Obamacare, especially following the CBO's report that the measure will knock off over 2 million jobs in a decade by killing people's incentive to work.
By providing heavily subsidized health insurance to people with very low income, and then withdrawing those subsidies as income rises, the act creates a disincentive for people to work relative to what would have been the case in the absence of that act.
Or maybe it won't kill their incentive. How does the White House put it? Oh yes, it doesn't decrease employment. It gives you the freedom to choose if you want to work.
Quote, the estimated reduction stems almost entirely from a net decline in the amount of labor that workers choose to supply, rather than from a net drop in businesses' demand for labor. What's relevant about that is their word itself is choose. This is a choice.
And that's the defense. Never mind that they're admitting if you give someone a free benefit that they'll likely choose not to work. So then logically, if you reduce the amount of free benefits available from the government, more people would actually want to enter the workforce. But, you know, why would you want to do that?
We will be answering the call of all of America because people need work, and we're not doing right by them by creating work.
Here's another moment of logic that you may find jarring.
Killing of the innocent is never fulfilling God's will.
No, the president isn't pulling government financing from Planned Parenthood or changing the mandates of Obamacare. He was instead talking about terrorism at the National Prayer Breakfast.
Extremists succumb to an ignorant nihilism that shows they don't understand the faiths they claim to profess. For the killing of the innocent is never fulfilling God's will. In fact, is the ultimate betrayal of God's will.
But God's will may not be of interest to people in D.C. A recent Gallup poll ranks the region 10th in its least religious states. And yes, we know D.C. is not a state, but this is Gallup's list. Now, topping the least religious states is, well, mostly the New England region. Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and Massachusetts lead the list. As far as the most religious states, look to Mississippi, Utah, and Alabama, according to the poll. And if you want more information on these stories and much, much more, look around cnsnews.com. Have a great weekend, everybody.
And the worst thing about losing this job, I'm no longer cover NBC. I'd have to sign up for Obamacare. Oh.